right, Giants. So today I am actually going to talk to you about AI search. So, new process, things are changing, the technology is changing, and I want to make sure you know what you need to do to get into AI searches.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
All right, so before we start, I want to ask you three quick questions, okay? So just think in your head the answer to these questions. So, question one, are you working just as hard, maybe harder than 2 or 3 years ago, but the calls are not steady as they used to be? Question two, and this one really gets people. Have you ever watched a competitor get a job, someone you know, and you would swear you would have done a better job for that customer, and you've wondered how on earth they got it over you? How did that make you feel? I know I used to get really frustrated when people would get a job over me. And question three, would you love to have a pipeline so consistent that you could actually choose which jobs are worth taking and let the rest go? So my name is Lois Wyant, and over the last 15 years, I have been helping businesses get found by the right customers at the right time. But I wanted to tell you something more important than my credentials. I have watched technology shift how customers find businesses three times in my career. So the first time was when websites came out, and I actually had to do a whole presentation, bullet points and everything, just to convince my husband we needed a website. And I think that if a friend wasn't with us, he still would have said no. But we had a photography studio in Indiana, and we were known as one of the best wedding photographers in the central part of the state. And he thought a website was just a fad. But the friend chimed in and said to him that our status, we had to go online with a website. So within a year, the businesses that get online early were pulling ahead. The ones that waited lost ground and had to play catch up. The next big shift was online marketing. That was like email, Google search, social media, and the same story every single time. The businesses that jumped in early grew. The ones that stayed behind stayed behind. So right now, I am watching it happen again, except this time it is moving faster than any of those previous shifts did. And most local service businesses, especially the good ones, the ones doing real work for real people in their communities, are invisible to it. Not because they're doing anything wrong, just because nobody is telling them that the change is happening and how quickly it is happening. So I want to share a story not long ago when someone needed a plumber or an HVAC tech, any service, any local business. They would open Google and they would see a list of 10 businesses on the first page. They would scroll through those businesses, read a few names, click around. Your business had a chance to really be found. Well, that world is changing quickly and quietly. And most local service businesses just have no idea. Here's something that makes local search completely different from any other kind of marketing. When someone types best plumber near me or HVAC company in Raleigh, they are not doing research for the next month. They have a problem, a leaking tap, their heater isn't working. They need someone now, today, like in the next hour. If you're not showing up where they are looking right now, you do not get a second chance. They are not coming back next week and searching again and hope your name appears. They found someone else and the job is gone. That is what makes getting this right so urgent and so valuable. Today, 60% of all searches happening through AI. So that's ChatGPT, Siri, Alexa, Google's own AI mode. And by the end of the year, that is expected to hit 80%. But here's the part that changes everything. AI does not give your customer a list. It gives them one, maybe three answers, and that is it. If that answer is your competitor, the call goes to them every single time, and you never even know the person was looking. How many of you have a competitor right now who you know is not doing better work than you, but seems to be getting more calls? That's exactly what we're talking about. Now, I've watched this exact shift happen before with websites, with Google, with email marketing. Every single time the business that moved first pulled ahead, the ones that waited some years try to catch up. The good news, and this is really good news, is that most of your competitors have not figured this out yet. The businesses that get set up now are going to own those spots, and the window to be one of them is still open. So I appreciate you listening in today. That already puts you ahead of most of your competitors who are still waiting to find out. So let me show you exactly what AI is looking for, because once you understand this, everything clicks. Before we go any further, I want you to do something. Get out your phone or a piece of paper. We're going to do a quick calculation together because I want you to see the consistent bookings are actually worth to your business. So first off, answer this question. What is the average job value? How much do you bring in an average job? Write that number down. So how many additional clients per month would make a real difference? Would two or three make a real difference? Write that down. Now multiply the three or four or how many of our clients you wrote, the average job value times 12. And that is your AIV, your agreed implementable value. That is what consistent bookings are worth to you per year. All right. Now hold that number in your mind for the rest of our time together, because everything I'm going to show you is designed to get you that number consistently. Not just in a good month, but every month. How many people here would like to add that consistency without working more hours or spending more money on ads? So AI runs a 4-point checklist before it recommends any business. If you fail even one of these, you're invisible. All right, so here they are. Number one, consistency. AI checks whether your name, address, and phone number, often referred to as NAP, are identical everywhere online. Your website, Google, Yelp, all the directories you're listed. A small difference like writing out street or abbreviating street confuses AI, and a confused AI does not recommend you. So think about this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that your information is consistent everywhere online? The second point is your website structure. AI needs to be able to read your website and understand it in seconds. What do you do? Where do you do it? And who do you serve? Most local business websites are built to look good and pretty to the people. But AI is not a person. If it cannot read your site clearly, you do not exist. So I have a client, a plumber, good guy, in business for 18 years. He had just invested in this beautiful new website, very professional, lots of pictures. We ran his AI visibility score and he failed almost completely on all points. The homepage was 90% images and almost no readable text. AI could not understand what he did or where he worked. His competitor with a simpler, older website was getting recommended in his market because that website was structured the right way. He was not losing because of his work, he was losing because of his website structure. So we fixed it, and within 60 days, new calls were coming in from people who had found him through AI search consistently. So the third point is trust signals. AI looks for evidence that real people trust your business. And what that means is reviews, but also how recent they are. whether you respond to them, and whether your business appears in trusted local sources. So a business with 40 recent responded to reviews can outrank one with 400 old reviews. Recency and engagement matter more than volume. So when did you last get a new review? Was it last week? Last month? Last year? So the fourth signal is content. Content that answers real questions. So AI looks for content that answers the actual questions your customers are asking before they call anyone. This actually replaces like the old blog theory where you would write long articles for SEO stuffed with all kinds of keywords. Now you need very more concise, short content that answers exact questions people are searching for. AI wants to send people to the most helpful, most knowledgeable businesses in the area. If your website has no answers, AI assumes you are not the expert. All right, remember that number you calculated earlier? You kept it in your head? Why consistent bookings are worth to your business this year? Every one of these four signals is a leak in your pipeline. Every signal you're failing is costing you a portion of that number. So if your AIV, I don't know, say it was 36,000 per year, and you're failing two of these four signals conservatively, that's $18,000 a year walking to your competitor. Not because they are better, because they are better set up. So would you like to know exactly which of these four signals your business is failing and get a specific plan to fix them? So you've seen the problem, you've seen what it's costing, you understand the shift that is happening right now. Let me talk to you about the solution. I built something called the Fully Booked Blueprint. It is a complete system, not a tactic, not a tool, but a system that fixes every single one of these four signals and turns your business into one that AI recommends consistently in your market. There are two ways to move forward, and both start in the same place. Path one is my done for you service. My team handles everything, the AI optimization, the content, the follow-up system. You focus on your clients, we focus on filling your calendar consistently. Path two is completely DIY. It takes you through each step for the owner who has a team member who can run it or who wants to learn the system. But here's the thing, I do not just slot anyone into a generic package. Everything I do is custom built around your specific business, your specific market, and what your competition is actually doing, because that's the person we're trying to outdo. So we want to look at exactly what they're doing and up their process a little bit. So the next step is a free 20-minute consultation with me. You and I, one-on-one. In that call, we're going to do an AI visibility report on your business. We're going to look at where you are showing up and where you are not. We're going to look at what your competitors are doing, and we're going to map out a specific plan. And if that plan includes working with me, I would be very honored to do that. If it does not, that's okay too. You will walk away knowing exactly where you stand and what to do about it. Because frankly, I would rather give you that clarity for free than have you leave today with a head full of information and no idea what to do next. One more thing I want to tell you, and this matters to the businesses I work with. I work only with one business per service. So if I'm working with an HVAC company in your town, I'm not taking on another HVAC company in your town. I don't want to compete with myself. And here is what I'm get most excited about to tell you, because this is actually where we start. Step one is a plugin that goes directly onto your website. It does three things automatically. It creates an AI-friendly document that tells AI exactly who you are and what you do. It adds AI schema to every page. And AI schema is like a trusted language that AI reads, just so you know what that is. And it builds an FAQ section on each page based on real questions your customers are already asking about that service. And here's the part that makes this different from anything else out there. It checks itself every single week as AI evolves and the questions your customers are asking change. It updates those questions automatically. So you set it once and it just keeps working. Then from there, we build your specific roadmap based on what your competition is actually doing, not a generic plan, but your plan. If your competitors are outranking you because their website content is stronger, we improve your content. If they are showing up higher because they have more reviews and better reviews, we set up an automated review system that builds your reputation. Every next step is determined by what will actually move the needle in your specific market, not generic, nothing wasted. So I'm going to have a link in the description below if you would like to schedule your free AI visibility review. Select a time using that link and we will look at your specific business together. 20 minutes, no pressure, no obligation, just a real plan. All right, so let me also tell you that if you're enjoying this information, make sure to check out this episode of the Giants Helping Giants as well. So I wanted to tell you about a client of mine, an HVAC owner, great at his craft, but every month he was gambling. He'd have a great summer and then a terrible fall. We built his fully booked blueprint system. 60 days in, he was getting calls from AI search. 90 days in, he told me, and these are his words, I turned down a job a week ago. First time in 10 years I had that luxury. That is what a system does. It does not just get you more calls, it gets you the right calls consistently, and it gives you your life back. So I wanted to share with you today because something in your business may not be consistent. Some months are great, some months are wondering where the next job is. You know the calculations. You know what consistency booking are worth to you. The fully booked blueprint is a done for you or the DIY package is available right now. Please make your free consultation. And it all starts with the same first step. Your free AI visibility, 20 minutes, just you and me. I show you exactly where your business stands. No pressure, no obligation, just a real plan. So I want to leave you with this. Every time technology has shifted how customers find businesses, websites, email marketing, Google, now AI, the businesses that moved first won. The ones who waited spent years trying to catch up. One of my mentors put it simply, it is not your competitors that is going to put you out of business. It's not staying up with technology. So thank you for your time. Congratulations for those who take the next step. The link is below. And I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.